Okay, everyone, welcome to my latest video, Vibe Coding with ChatGPT 4.0. This is a total experiment. I've never done this before. I've heard about it. I've literally never tried it. I thought I'd invite you guys along to check it out with me. So here's the plan. I have this game, and it is something I've been working on, and that's not it. And I'm going to show you what it looks like that I've coded so far. And it's called Asteroid Command. And the idea here is that you're a spaceship and you are flying around, and it has pretty realistic physics, and you can shoot different blocks. Now the idea with the game here is that, kind of like Minecraft, the blocks on the outside you can see, the blocks on the inside you cannot see, and it runs faster. It's slow because I'm recording. And the idea is that you want to shoot the blocks that are the color of your spaceship, and ideally there'll be other people playing that will be shooting their blocks as well, and you kind of compete. So that's kind of the concept here. So what I want to do is I want to take this and put this into ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT can come up, because I've heard good things about it. So I've already typed up a description of what the game does and the same kind of limitations that I have so far. And so what I said is I'd like your help creating a 2D game in Python using the turtle module, because that's what I usually use. And you can see here it's a space-based game, flying around and shooting at blocks. And there's some details about which key does what and what should happen. And I've noticed in the game, the player is always at the center of the screen, so the actual playing field is larger than the window. And then talks about generating the blocks and how it's random colors, but colors that are similar tend to aggregate together. That was one of the things I coded in my game. And then shooting the blocks gives you points, and shooting blocks of a different color, I should say, gives you negative points. And right now we're not worried about graphics and sound effects. We're just going to use the default turtle shapes. So I'm going to take this, I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to pop it into ChatGPT 4.0. Now I do have a Plus account, so I don't know how different that is to just a regular non-paid account. But I do pay for ChatGPT Plus, and it is well worth the money that I spend on it every month. So let's I want to hit enter and drum roll and see what happens. So you can see it's going to do a little thinking. And it kind of comes up with, sounds like a really cool concept, Christian. And of course it knows my name. Kind of like 2D asteroids plus block breaking plus coloring game. Oh, it loves my game concept. Thank you. So it's going to structure a simple, clean Python turtle project. And yeah, so it kind of just summarized here what I wrote. Comes up with a plan, camera, blocks, missiles, scoring, timing. Okay. And okay, it spit out a bunch of code here. And interesting. And it's kind of interesting. Like, it very much uses the style that I've been using for years. This is basically the same structure I always use, and it's kind of interesting. So let's see what this does. Okay, so that was the first stage. It does rotate. So let's go ahead and copy that and test it. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put this into Genie, as I like to use Genie, and I'm going to save this. I'll call it, put that in my downloads. So, let's call it the same thing, Asteroid Command vibe and .py. Let's save it and let's run it and see what this actually does so far. First of all, let's see if it works. Okay, well, that's a start. There's nothing on the screen. You didn't see it, but there was something earlier. It's just on my different screen. A bunch of things pop up, but then everything goes black. So that was kind of weird. So I'm just going to tell it, hey, that didn't work. I think maybe it's moving too fast. I don't really know what the problem is. But let's go ahead and go back to ChatGPT and see if it can figure it out. Hey, and I always like to be polite to it, just in case they take over someday. I want them to remember me kindly. Hey, that was a good start, I think. I saw blocks appear briefly, but then they disappeared. So can you try to fix that somehow? Let's see if it can fix its own code. I love when it does this. It's like, yeah, you're right. The blocks flashed and disappeared because of how the camera was updating them incorrectly. So specifically this line in the move function. Okay. Every frame it moves a block again and again, so they fly away. Okay. So it actually, I don't know if it analyzed it, or I always wonder if it's just like messing with you and just like, oh, I'll give you the wrong code, then I'll fix it, make myself look good. So I'm just copying it and I'm going to paste it back in there, and let's see what happens here. Okay, that's much better. And okay, so it's moving. I don't know about you, but I don't see the player. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it that was better, but we don't see a player. Okay, that was much better, but I don't see the player anywhere. The player should be the center of the screen, and rotate and shoot missiles. Okay, so let's go ahead and run that again. Pop it in there. But I gotta say, it's so far it's pretty impressive. Okay, so now it's asked me like to choose one, and I don't know why. Where's our pixel based? I actually like them both. I'm just gonna choose this left. Well, actually, why don't I just try each one and see which is the best. Let's see if that fixed it. That did not fix it. Okay, and sorry, I was off screen, but and let's go back to here. Let's copy that and paste that into there and run it. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so we can see there is a player object. It does rotate. It does shoot. That's a good sign. And I can move. So it's definitely getting there. Yeah, I mean, now we got to work on collisions and things, but yeah, that's a start. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this solution and tell it that I want that solution. I prefer this response. Okay, so I see what it's doing. It is adding things piece by piece. So what do you want to add next? It actually tells you what it fixed and how it fixed it. So this is pretty darn cool. So let's go ahead and add. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell it just go ahead and add all three. Just go ahead. Maybe we should. Maybe we should add it piece by piece. Okay, that's better. Let's add collision detection. I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to be implemented. Okay, and if we kind of scroll through here, let's see what they did. Should find the code for that. Actually, I don't want to see it. Okay, so it uses the distance. Okay, so it calculates the distance, and it knows that the turtle module by default, everything's about 20 pixels wide. So this might need to be adjusted. It's kind of interesting. It's not using any functions here. It's just kind of writing it straight in, but that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and test it. Save it, and let's go ahead and run that. So, okay, oops. So I can fly through those things. We'll have to fix that later. Let's see if the collision works. Okay, it does work. Oh, I can shoot. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I can shoot like multiple missiles. That's so cool. I love this kind of stuff. Well, so far so good. So it's done in about 5 minutes, what it took me like quite some time to do. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go back. And okay, awesome. Awesome. Let's go with scoring now. I think probably this is the approach to do this, is to do it step by step, because then you can like fix one thing at a time. And I wonder if it already has it solved. It's just kind of messing. Again, I wonder if it's just kind of messing with me, because it does think pretty fast, obviously. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to run it, and oh, we got something went wrong there. Let me Control A, Control V, Control Save. Oh, the code's not all copied. That's why. Let me go ahead and copy that. I must have tried to copy it before it was done. So lesson there in patience, I'm sure. Control A, Control V, and alrighty. So we got some scoring. Okay. Now the only thing is, you notice I'm losing points on everything because the player is white and none of the blocks are white. So that's but the scoring works. That's pretty cool. That was cool. That was cool. But the player is white and none of the blocks are white. Can you pick a color for the player? There we go. So I guess, to code now, you only need to speak English. Actually, could I have... So, at the beginning, I have to say the player, simple fix. All right, so let's go ahead and, I guess it wants me to fix this. All right. Maybe it's getting lazy, or it's, I don't know, doesn't feel like I paid enough money for it. Who knows? So I guess that's going to go here. So I guess it does help to have a little bit of coding knowledge. Let's go ahead and test that. Okay, so now my player is green. So let's go ahead and shoot purple and see what happens. That's -5. And let's shoot green. I missed it, of course. Oops, it's hard. It's... Did my score go up or down? So I think it's still going down. Okay, so I don't think that helped. It did choose a color for the player, but it doesn't actually help. So let's go back. And okay, hey, it's good the player has color, but even when I shoot of the same color, I still lose points. Again, I'm just trying to talk to it like I would talk to another person, and hopefully it'll figure out the context. Okay, I'm just gonna say thanks, but I need all of the current code. Okay, there we go. And it's still printing out, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy that and put that into our editor, save, and let's go ahead and run it. Oh, that's kind of nice. Puts my color red. Okay, so I know I got to shoot the red ones. I missed. And let's try that. It actually worked. Okay, so I'm still losing 5 points. Let's see if we can find some red ones. There's some red. Oops. Yeah, it's a little different so far to what I did, but it's pretty darn close. Okay, so that is working very well. All right. I tell you, it's... I don't know, is this making coders obsolete? Let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and cluster the blocks. Okay, that's great. Let's cluster the blocks now. Also, when the player hits a block, uh, it should stop. That's kind of, it should stop. Okay, let's go ahead and upload that. It's so encouraging. Awesome, you're really building a full space action game now. Let's tackle both your new goals carefully. Was it being sarcastic? Oh great, I'll just do both of them. So let's see here. So we got to make sure that all the code has come through. And I'm going to go ahead and copy. Paste that and run it. Okay, and oh wow, there they are. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Oops. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can find some red, make sure it's still working. It's a little complicated because it's so much bigger now. Okay. Okay, thanks. Could you make the clustering more irregular instead of perfect squares? Also, we will need more blocks since they are clustered. Make sure the blocks that are inside are gray. I think that's going to be a sticking point, making the blocks inside gray. But I could be wrong. I have a really good vision for this project. I gotta tell you, ChatGPT is fun to work with. It's, okay, and it kind of talks here about the plan and what it's doing. So like, even if it couldn't do it, it's kind of telling you how to go about it, which is kind of cool. And you notice there's a lot of comments here, so you know what the code is supposed to be doing. Again, this isn't necessarily a horrible way to learn. You can go through and read the code. But you have to remember that reading and writing are two very different skills, especially when it comes to coding. Ooh, oh my gosh. All right. Okay, so I should be finding green. You know, it's pretty good. It's pretty similar to what I wanted it to do. It's still a little, not quite what I wanted, but it's still a little rectangular. And the only thing is I can't find anything green. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave that at that. I do want to do one more thing. Let's see here. A couple things actually. So could you make the player narrower so it is easy to figure out the direction? Could you provide the full code and add the flame boost? That sounds cool. And it's actually now suggesting things to me. So would you like to show you how to add a cool, simple flame boost? And yes, I would. And just give me the code. I don't want to... I can probably code this myself, maybe. I like to think I could. But I gotta say, this is pretty crazy what it can do. There's the flame code. You see there's a little bit of math there to determine which direction it's going to appear. But let's check this out because I'm kind of curious about that. Because that is not something I had in my original, but it is a kind of a cool idea. So let's go ahead and run that. All right, so I'm purple. Ooh, my ships look really big. Oh my gosh, that looks pretty cool. And let's see what happens when I shoot. All right. Alrighty. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that little flame effect. I'm gonna ask it. I didn't like the missile. I'll say awesome. Could you also change the shape of the missile so that it is a triangle? So it's a triangle going in the direction of the ship. Let's see if that works. Plan. Missiles should be triangles. Missile orientation should match the ship's direction. Missile shape should be small and narrow like a dart. Like, as you know, somebody who teaches coding, I think this part here is really valuable, because what I find, especially with beginners, is they have no idea where to start, and this like literally tells you, do this step, then do this, then do this. Let's see here, fully corrected fire missile function. Okay, yeah, again, I'm not doing this myself. Sweet. Could you provide the full code up to now? There we go. You probably got to tell it each time provide the full code, not just the bits. You can probably override that behavior. So let's go ahead and test it again. And copy. The only thing, like, so far that I have to say I'm not happy with is the clustering. So I'm going to run this. Okay, so I'm green. Now it's a little bit longer than I would like it to be, but like we can fix that. Okay, it stops. Okay, the missile is white. That's okay. I can live with that. Now the only there's one thing it's not doing. Notice when this is uncovered, but now it's still gray. Okay, so that was a bit of a challenge for me to get that to work. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, or I'm going to ask it to see if it can do that. And because I'm basically at this point, I'm pretty impressed. So it's talking about health and background stars, power-ups, explosions. Let's go ahead, actually. I'm going to say awesome. Let's just add all of those now. Please provide the full code. And let's see what it does. Yes. Okay. That's what I like to hear. You know, for 20 bucks a month, this is pretty sweet. Stars, power-ups. Okay, let's copy and paste it and see what it's kind of cool if you can come up with your own game idea. You can just like code it. And oops, we got an error. That didn't work. Let me. I bet it didn't finish. I bet I got a little bit impatient. Yeah. So let's see here. Probably wasn't the full code. So let's go ahead and copy that one more time and pop it in there. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So we got some parallel. Well, I think it would be better if the background stars moved at a slower pace. That's okay. Let's see what this thing is. Oops, I missed it. Yeah, I can still shoot stuff. I don't really see the explosion effect. I can see there's something that's supposed to be an explosion effect, but it's just too fast. Oops, and ooh, game over. Oh, I died. Okay, I forgot we added health points. I wasn't paying attention to that. So let's see here. So you see, I think there's the explosion effect. Or is that like a power up? Let's see here. Oh wow, okay, I died pretty quickly with that. Okay, now I see how the game works. But I think this is pretty impressive for, this took, it's at the 23-minute mark at this point. Again, the internal grays aren't changing color, but I can live with that. But I'm going to see if it can fix it, because like I said, that was a bit of a challenge. I say this is great. There's only one more change. When I shoot a block, sometimes when I shoot a block, the gray blocks are exposed. At that point, I should see the color of that block. Can you fix this? Can you fix this and provide the full code, please? It's always nice to be polite. I love it. You're absolutely right. Yes, I am. Oops. Now I don't know what the heck just happened there, but go back to chat. I didn't want to be in this. I must have clicked something that I didn't want. Okay, there we go. But there's that coding environment too. Oh, full code is too long to appear due to length limitations. Please see the updated version in the next message. Okay. I don't know. How do I get to the next message? Okay. Sorry. Could you provide the full... Now, I might be running into limitations on my account. I don't know. They're always telling me about tokens and things, and I whatever. Here we go. But this is just crazy. If you'd have told me like even a year ago I could do this, I would have said no freaking way. And wow. I'm gonna copy that and do our final test here and wrap this up. So I'm gonna run it. Okay, space block blaster. Shoot. Let's see if we get see if the grays change color. That's the last thing we... And it's working. See that? You know what? Yeah, coding's dead. AI just replaced every single coder on the planet. So there you go. Wow. So you can see here, let me go back and show you the original. Okay. And this took me, several hours, to code this. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Just trying to figure things out. Now you can see how the one that ChatGPT gave me is a little bit different. But I could describe. I could say, hey, make the ship smaller. I could say, bring the blocks closer together. That's I'm sure just an easy thing to change. You notice here I have some combined colors and things. I did do some work on that. I like the way mine looks better. But I could probably get ChatGPT to do that if I described it correctly. But in this point, it's been 27 minutes. So in less than a half hour, I was able to make a far more complicated game, multiple missiles, which I didn't have. And I could have added some enemies. I had a nice little animation there for the acceleration. And again, this would run smoother. It's just I'm screen recording. It's using up you can probably hear the fan running in the background. But all I have to say is, wow. I will put a link to this code for you. I'll put it in my GitHub, and you can link to it from there. But I think the age of, if you haven't already decided that, the age of AI coding is here, and something to remember. Right now, this is the absolute worst AI that we'll be using for the rest of our lives, and things are improving exponentially. So good luck, everybody. Take care. Keep on coding, and please subscribe.